What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the Ferrari SF90 from Centauria Models. Now this is probably the first full premium SF90 that has existed, with BBRs still not out despite almost 2 years of showcasing it now. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at this and see if it is worth adding to your collection. So as always, let's get started by looking at our casting here. So proportionally speaking, we are looking pretty good, looking pretty solid. Nothing really looks out of place or wonky there. Very, very nice. Go ahead and kind of pop it in with the real life car there. And you can see that, yeah, it is very nice, solid, looking good. Now, let's go ahead and break the casting down here. So everything you're going to see painted red, that is all going to be a piece of the die-cast body, which looks good. You do have the roof section being plastic. You can kind of see a seam line there, but it really does blend in quite nicely. Engine cover bay area, that's all going to be plastic. Your intakes, all that stuff that you would kind of expect to be plastic. The base is plastic as well, and it does pop out into these little splitters, the side skirt, and all the way up into this diffuser and kind of ventilation bits. So there is quite a lot of plastic incorporated into this one. But overall, it does still look pretty solid. The mirrors are plastic as well, and they are kind of that rigid plastic, not like the bendy stuff that you'll get on a Mini GT nowadays. So it is pretty solid in my opinion. I think the casting has come out pretty good and engineered well. So paint and deco, all you get here is your kind of basic red, and then you've got the black roof to kind of go with it. Ferrari shields, that's it. That's, kind of your basic standard Ferrari, what you would kind of expect to see. Now, again, Centauria so far has only done one deco for pretty much every casting. So that is a bit of a shame and a little bit disappointing, because if you did want a different color variant, too bad, so sad, this is what you get. Moving into our details, and this is where we have some things to talk about here. So we do have plastic inserts for the headlights. They don't necessarily look amazing. They're a little bit wonky. This one had a huge chunk of plastic on it that I cut off, and then this one actually does still even now has a little extra chunk of plastic, so you can just barely see there. So they are not the greatest execution wise. We do get the little Ferrari badge there. All this kind of stuff meshed in, looking good. You'll see better of that in the pictures. Coming down the sides here, you get accurate wheels, which is always nice to see. Another Ferrari badge. You do get brake detailing, the calipers and the rotors, looking very, very nice. The mirrors do have some silver on them to give them that kind of reflective look. Moving to the back, plastic inserts for the taillights. This has actually got some separation on the little rear spoiler section, which is cool. Exhaust tips painted, looking good. Ferrari logo. SF90 on the license plate. Mine is a little tilted. And then you get the little red reflectors there as well. So detailing is very nice. Engine bay. Not crazy detailed, but you can see stuff going on inside there. There is a little silver thing where the Ferrari badge is on the engine. And then a little bit, you can see the interior just a little bit. It's got some decent detailing. Nothing crazy, but you can't see all that well inside there. Anyway, details are pretty nice. Alrighty, so roll test. It does roll. The wheels are a little bit wonky in some spots. That's just because they don't sit perfect on the rims. I have to actually kind of straighten them out a little bit better. I just have been too lazy to do that. If I had done that, that would roll very smoothly. Comes out to be 32.09 grams when I put it on the scale. So it is a little bit on the lighter side from what you would expect for a full premium, but it still is good. Alrighty, so pros and cons. Getting started with our pros. This is the first premium Ferrari SF90, so I think that's pretty cool. And it's been out for over a year in Italy now, but probably about 6 or so months now that you've been able to get it in other markets. So yeah, still quite a ways before the BBR, because I still don't even know when that one's coming out. The other big pro is going to be the nice levels of detail. It's very good. I really like how everything's kind of its own unique piece, and I think that gives it a nice look. So the cons are definitely going to be quality control on this one. You noticed probably my license plate is a little askew. Not the end of the world, but like I said, my license plates, I had to cut a chunk off of it. It just had this chunk of plastic just chilling, looking horrendous. I cut that off. And then this side still has a small piece on it that is still chilling there. So, not major QC issues, but there's definitely a few quality control gripes. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some budget-friendly Ferrari SF90s, with the Ferrari SF90 from Hot Wheels on the left, and the Ferrari SF90 from Barago on the right. And here are some premium Ferraris to compare it with the Ferrari SP3 Daytona from BBR over there on the left. And then over here on the right, we have the recently reviewed DMH Ferrari SF90 XX. So with all that said and done, let's go ahead and find some overall scores. Hype level is going to be a 9.35. I think this is a little overshadowed by the still upcoming BBR release, and the fact that it was not available for most of the world for so long kind of squished the hype. Execution, I'll give it a 9.5. I think it could really be a lot better if QC was just cleaned up quite a bit. Feedback is going to be a 9.65 because I have seen some people with absolutely gnarly QC issues. But again, this was one of their first releases, if not the first release. So, you know, they've only gotten better with time, and they will continue to get better. But yeah, if you're still looking for getting this release, be on the fence because of those issues. When we take these three scores and average them out, we are left with a nice simple 9.5 out of 10 as our overall score. And I think that is a great score for what is overall a pretty great model, especially when this was the only 1/64th scale premium SF90 out there. The headlights definitely are the biggest area that needs work. They don't sit perfectly great, but it is what it is. It's not that bad. And then the QC just in general needs a little bit of help. The tires are a little wonky. I could definitely fix them with heat if I was just not so lazy, but they don't bother me enough that I have decided to bother with it yet. I do still highly recommend this one, especially if you can get it at like the $20 price tag, because that's going to be cheaper than the BBR, and you're getting a close in quality. The BBR will probably be a little bit better, but this one's got the brakes and stuff like that, so if those are what you really go for, this is probably going to be the better option for you. But, you know, with so many SF90s out there at so many different price points, like, I mean, you just really have choices with this one. And if this is the one you think you want to go for, I do recommend it. If there's other ones out there that you think are better, I don't blame you for those either. And that is all I have for this review, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and don't forget to leave a comment telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model. And I will see you in the next video.